Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you real soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Like, share, subscribe.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you, and I think I have to listen, because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day. My beginning will be as bright as the sun. Come, won't you come along? And it feels so bright, it's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart, doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give, something's telling me this time. Baby, baby, now
See this? How you cannot go
baby,
here?
baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give, something's telling me it's right.
Neighbors and the
When you
community
came to me,
compelled
who
to
are
scour
you?
the area.
It's you, yeah, boy.
Where does the fault lie on you?
Hey family, how is everybody doing? Come on in, you guys. I was looking and I don't see yeah, there it is. Boy, they had it way down there on the bottom. It's all good. So you guys, I came on in, I got out. Hey, Soldier Girl, what's going on? How you doing? Welcome, come on in. I told everybody I was going to be a little late, but I got out of my orientation a little early, so I came on in. I want to share something with you guys. So anyway, and I'm trying to figure out what they're trying to say here. So let me see here. Let me see if she sent it to me, cause unreceived messages. So, how you doing? What is this? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. I'm blessed. I'm blessed too. Hey Ruby, how are you doing? Come on in. Come on in. We're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in Memphis, Tennessee, where CJ Davis is at. Oh, and that's the one I had got. So I guess the Memphis mayor appoints C.J. Davis as intern police chief. He reappoints vote tables indefinitely. So this just happened 17 hours ago, but I wanna hear what they got to say on here. Oh man, hold on. So.
Breaking news tonight at 5 o'clock, Memphis Mayor Paul Young has changed his appointment of C.J. Davis from permanent to interim police chief. Good evening, I'm Joe Perich.
And I'm Joy Redmond. This move comes just hours before the city council vote on whether to keep or replace the chief. Action News 5's Bria Bolden live downtown with details.
Yeah, well, City Council Chairman J.B. Smiley and Paul Young did tell us today that this is the compromise that city leaders came up with. Chief C.J. Davis will remain the police chief, but in an interim capacity instead for now. The public majority of them here in council chambers showed up in numbers today in support for Chief C.J. Davis. That includes top brass from MPD. Mayor Paul Young telling us he had a meeting with MPD officers and the police union just yesterday. He and city leaders agree that public safety is what is top of mind for Memphians right now, especially after an intense meeting just 2 weeks ago where city council in their committee meeting voted against reappointing the chief, then moved that date for a reappointment to today. However, city council decided in their executive session and committee meeting just hours ago to table a reappointment until a later date. Now, we caught up with the chief as she walked in chambers today.
I love this community, and I've served 2.5 years from my heart to this community, and I plan to continue to do that. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, but this community is willing to help us get the work done. So,
Wow.
We haven't gotten a clear timeline on when that vote to permanently reappoint or not reappoint Chief C.J. Davis will happen. We keep hearing, we heard one city council member told me 6 months. Chairman J.B. Smiley told us until he can get a compromise done. Mayor Paul Young hasn't been able to give us an exact answer. However, he did say this, his words exactly, this is our police chief. Coming up at 6, you'll hear more from him about what he needs to see from Chief Davis in the meantime. Reporting live from downtown Memphis, Bria Bolden, Action News 5.
Wow. I tell you what. You know what? You know what's so weird? And it is. It's so weird. I kind of felt that's what was going on, you guys. So check this out. So you guys heard it just like I heard it. She's still in office, but she's going to be an interim. Okay. So, so I want to make sure we get a good understanding. I want a good understanding. So what does an interim to the chief of police office mean? Not an entrance, but an interim. N-T-R-I. Interim. An interim chief is there to improve the department for the employees, the community, and the next chief of police. So yes, she just in there until find a better chief. Okay, but here's the thing. They're saying this is what they're trying to say. Hold on, let me turn on some heat because it's done got cold up in here. It's done got cold up in the house. So till they find a better chief, or they may keep her. That's what you guys they're looking for. Yes. They're looking for a new chief, but that is not what Paul Young, the mayor up there, is saying. Really, he's actually trying to keep her in that position. He's saying she is the chief and she's going to be the chief. You know what I'm saying? He's not wanting her to be taken off, and he's supporting her. She had all her supporters there, of course. And I'm going to tell you guys something. I'll read it from here. An interim chief is there to improve the department for the employees, the community, and the next chief of police. Once the city leaders have selected the next chief, the interim chief should put together a briefing sheet on the personnel, finances, and disciplinary conditions of the agency. Okay? So the job is to give the mayor a state of the department CAT scan, a deep assessment of what are the priorities for hitting reset, identifying areas where there been progress made, slip pages, areas for repair. How long does the interim position is visible managing? It says typically 6 months or less. So it's really for, like, you know, you don't want somebody to just leave. She was voted out by the council. Yeah, she was voted out, but they're keeping her on, and they're saying that basically, so you have to go in and look. It's a 3-page definition. Oh, it's downloading it, and I didn't want it to download, but whatever. You know, I didn't want it to, but it did. Interim chief, okay. It tells you the duty. The interim chief of police is responsible for overseeing and directing the operations of the police department in the enforcement of the law, protection of life and property, and prevention and suppression of crime in accordance with, that's the Massachusetts general laws and local bylaws. All other related work as required. And so organization and directs all operations. Basically what she was doing before, acts as court officer, develop departmental policies, ensure compliance, engage openly and consistently, commits to, you know, not to our county pledges. Hey Bev, how you doing? How you guys doing? I want to see. So, well, we know what her job is. Her job hasn't changed, to be honest with you. But man, that is not good. That is not good. Huh. So she's going to be working on the management of certain projects and experienced personnel who don't want a permanent job and things. Anywho, interim is used to describe something that is intended to be used until something permanent is done or established, you guys. So if you guys thinking, oh, they're looking for somebody else, they're not looking for anybody else. I mean, if they find somebody, great. Did they vote her out? They did vote her out. but that wasn't the final vote. They were actually supposed to come back on another day, and then that would be the final vote. And I think it was somewhere, I can't even remember what it was. I read it to you guys. If somebody remember what I read, and it was just last week, it was either the 13th, the 27th, or something like that. I can't even remember. But people were holding up signs talking about who died on CJ's watch. And so she had her people there pretty much. She had her family. She had, she made sure. She said, y'all come out and support me. And they was like, yay, yay, CJ's here, CJ Davis. You're wonderful, you're great. And she's like, I've been doing this job for 2 years and I am here to stay. And that's what she want to do, because she makes $250,000 a year. And her husband makes more than that, but they're very wealthy. They makes at least $500,000 a year. Put both of them together, I'm pretty sure he makes more than she does, but he kind of put her in her position. So, I mean, not saying she wasn't deserving of it. She was a good officer, but when she got the job she got, I guess what I'm trying to say is, for some reason, she feels that she has to put certain groups together, like Scorpion and Red Dog and everything, and go after black people so that she can move up in her position. That's pretty much what it is in a nutshell. I'm just not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. I'm just not going to do it. But I'll read some of this to you guys if you want me to. Okay? It says the word interim is now attached to Memphis Police Chief C.J. Davis' title after the vote to reconfirm her was tabled by City Council on Tuesday at the suggestion of Mayor Paul Young. But what does the interim title means for the chief role? Says as interim Memphis Police Chief after council table vote. When it comes to the work status of now interim Memphis Police Chief C.J. Davis, Mayor Young is frank. She is our chief. It's just an interim title on it, he said. He said there's no national search for... Here! Hold on. I just told y'all. See, y'all will come in here trying to tell me defining what interim was. And I said, hey, y'all, they ain't looking... They just ain't. And I didn't have nothing to back it up. Now I'm reading this. And you see what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is. Hey, Woke to God. Hey, Soldier Girl, how you guys doing? Hear what he said. He said, and I'm reading, quote, I'm reading what he said. He said, there's no national search for another chief happening. Did you guys hear what I said? And he gave no answer as to how long the interim title could stay. Okay, I try to tell y'all, they ain't looking for another chief of police. They just not. They're trying to keep her in there, and they're hoping that this will blow over and something good will happen, and she'll say, look what I done. Because, look, I got this. Oh, we just busted a big bust and whatever. But she just don't have the Scorpions to do it anymore. But, yeah. The mayor apparently wants to keep, the chief, but the city council wants her out. Search doesn't have to be national. It could be somewhere already there. Well, true that. But, here's the thing. If they wanted her out, trust and believe, if they want, people get jobs and quit jobs all the time. That's what it is. It's a job. It ain't no big cadoodle. It ain't like she's the president of the United States, the Secretary of Defense or anything. I mean, it's a job. It's just, that's what it is. It's a job. Thank you, Sergeant. Play on words. She's going to be out. I hope, well, yeah. Unfortunately, the people are not going to let this go because they're going to trial. And Mr. Mills already said, I'm guilty. We did this. we took that child's life and had no right to do it. And I'm not going to sit here, and I love a person that tells the truth. Just go ahead and tell the truth. You might get in some trouble, but you ain't going to get in as much trouble if you keep on lying. You keep on lying for people. Now, you may not be a police officer no more, but I guarantee you, you can live with yourself that, you know what, you say, you know what, I did get kind of stuck into that. Because I didn't see it coming. And they say there's an urgency to see what we need to be doing, he said. Let me tell you something. When the mayor said he ain't looking for nobody, I guarantee you they ain't looking for nobody. Now, it says the Memphis is plagued with crime with 397 homicides last year, smashing records of the previous year. 397 homicides? That is more than people down there killing a person every day. Every day. Maybe one day they went without, and then they said, okay, the next day we'll make up for that and we'll kill 3 people. I mean, Memphis is rough. It is. It's a rough state. But anyway, Davis was asked directly about the interim title in front of her name now. So it's not just Chief C.J. Davis. It's interim Chief Davis. She says, well, not for me. And the reason I say that, because I always operate on an accelerated, she said. I do things 2 ways, fast and faster, and I believe in that. I don't want to wait, unnecessary wait for results. And we have been able to see results. At Tuesday council meeting, the room was packed full of her supporters and those against her appointed. Okay. On Monday, Memphis police officers met with the mayor, Young. A spokesman with Young officer said the meeting, coordinated by the Memphis Police Association, was designed so officers and the mayor could share their thoughts. Young said he appreciated the depth and the candor of the dialogue. Davis also talked to us about her recent conversation with fellow officers. The communication I'm having with our officers and our command staff is, you're doing great work. Let's keep our foot on the accelerator so that we can show this community that Memphis can be better, she said. We watched out to the Memphis Police Association for its take on the state of the situation. So far, we have not heard back. Okay, they suggested some corrections there. So let me go, because that's all they said about her. But I want to go back and show you guys something. Okay. Let me see. January the 23rd. A vote expected on the reappointment. This was January the 23rd. So this would have been Tuesday. Today is Wednesday. So a vote expected on the reappointment at the suggestion of said that C.J. Davis was tabled by City Council. That means Davis, whose job at Chief could have ended with the vote, while continuing serving in an interim capacity until a vote is taken. They have not taken the second vote, you guys. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. They haven't taken the second vote. They haven't voted her out. See, first they go in and then they say, hey, who, they're trying to convince some of the people on the council that she is the person that needs to be there. And so this second vote would have been, let me see.
So that's what they did. The future of Memphis Police Chief C.J. Davis remains up in the air tonight after the city council decides to indefinitely table the vote to reconfirm her. Hello, I'm Greg Hurst.
Did y'all hear that?
Even with record-breaking crime, the mayor has confidence in Davis. WREG's Ashley Paul takes us inside council chambers where it was pretty contentious tonight. Ashley?
It was, Steph and Greg. I've covered a lot of city council meetings, and I can tell you this one was without a doubt the most crowded. Every single seat in there was filled as people waited to hear whether or not the city council was going to reconfirm Chief C.J. Davis. And as you mentioned, it's a vote that never came.
I love this community, and I've served 2.5 years from my heart to this community, and I plan to continue to do that.
A seemingly emotional C.J. Davis reacts to the news that the vote to reconfirm her position as Memphis Police Chief has been tabled indefinitely.
There's a lot of work that needs to be done, but this community is willing to help us get the work done, so I'm overwhelmed.
The decision comes after weeks of contention, after Mayor Paul Young announced she is his pick as chief, a decision he stands by tonight.
We're not doing a search right now. She is our chief. It's just an interim title, but this is our chief. And like I said up there, we're going to show and prove. We want to get results.
Chief Davis has come under fire this last year following record high homicide and crime rates and concerns about policy enforcement within the department. So for now, she will serve as interim chief until a vote happens, but it's unclear when that will be. Leading into tonight, the council vote was split 7-6 against Davis's reappointment, which is why Council Vice Chair J.B. Smiley said they couldn't in good faith move forward with the vote tonight.
Whether she will be confirmed in a few months, or whether the council will ultimately decide that it's not working out, it's best for us to part ways, I can't say. But what I can say is the most important issue is not whether Chief Davis will remain in the city of Memphis. The most important issue for everyone, what are we doing to save lives?
Yesterday, Mayor Young met with several police officers, and he was told that their thoughts on whether or not to reconfirm Davis were pretty mixed. So he says his hope moving forward is for Davis to mend any strained relationships so that people will feel more comfortable with her as permanent chief. For now, reporting live at City Council, I'm Ashley Paul, WREG News.
Okay, so you guys heard it. They're saying we are at a crisis right now, not just the reality of crime, but the perception of crime. She says, my goal is to resolve the chaos, Young said. This is what the mayor of the police says. We need to do a letter campaign to get her out. Young, okay, here's the thing, you guys. Here's the thing. The people that is in Memphis, when they have stuff like this happen, they don't come out and be at these council meetings. And then they will be the first ones on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook, Snapchat, and everything talking about how they got stopped, pulled over, yanked out the car, checked, searched, and everything, and all this other stuff. They're not going to see a word. And then there's other states, like my state, I'm sitting there going, oh my God, look what they just did to this young black man. And you can see it. It's crystal clear what they did. Everything was wrong. And I'm going to tell you something about, you have your superiors, or you have your authorities. So the officers that did what they did not have a problem lying, because they knew they were going to be covered. They've been covered before. They could say what they want to say. And who's going to believe the person that they got in handcuffs and they the officer? So they all in agreement. Hey, yeah, LaKendra, you need to send me your address because your card came back. Let me not forget that. I see LaKendra's in the building. So LaKendra, your card is the only one that came back. Freddie should have hers, or getting hers. Hers went out the other day. So LaKendra, you're the I don't know why, unless you change your address or whatever, but it came back and I got it, and you need to send me your address, and I'm going to put it on there one more time. Soldier Girl said, I got mine. All right, Soldier Girl. Soldier Girl got hers. Sanja's got hers. Phyllis got hers. Everybody got theirs. Other than Freddie's went back out again because she had the wrong address. But she was going through some things, so I understand that. But I don't know how I got LaKendra's wrong. But nevertheless, I went on. That's why I tell you guys, send me your recent address, because y'all move like running water. But anywho's, this Paul Young says everyone in this room wants the same thing. We all want a safer city. We all agree that where we are right now is untenable. 398 homicides, Young said, referring to the record-shattering number of homicides last year. Davis also addressed the city council and thanked them for holding off on a vote that could have cost her job. They held off on the vote. You see what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you right now, they didn't have somebody right there. They wasn't going to have somebody right there. Because here's the thing. And anybody that works in the community, whether you a lawyer, doctor, nurse, whatever you do, you see how this works. And this is how it works. If they keep her in, just like, okay, if you was an attorney, your client has a better chance of getting free if he walks in there without handcuffs on. He has a better chance of winning the case if he shows up in, civil clothes instead of an orange suit with handcuffs. We know that. So CJ Davis has a better chance now keeping her job, because not only Paul Young is saying she's the chief, we don't want another chief. We ain't looking for another chief, and that's the way it is. So nobody's moving to look for another chief. So she's sitting there like, I'm gonna do the best job I can, and I've been there for 2 years. 2 years ain't a lot to get your feet wet. That's, you know what, we just call that, you just getting milk on your breath. That 2 years is nothing. People been working 10, 20, 30 years, one job. I bet you everybody in here done worked a job more than 10 years. One job. I've done worked 2, 3 jobs way more than 10 years. So 2 years, that's just getting your feet wet. There's no way in the world you can be so involved in invested. That's nothing. So she's trying to talk like she got so much invested. She don't want that money to go. That's what it is. I'm just telling you. And she's gonna be okay, even if the money goes. She's gonna be okay. She's been doing this for years. Not just here, other places. She's been doing it for others. Others. Yes, 397. He said 397 plus 397 equals 596. That's way more than 596. Why you say 397 plus 397 equals 596? 397 and 397, that's 414, 18, 19, 9, 6, 7. That's 796, 794. That's 794, Sergeant. 794. What you saw today is two entities come together and say, how do we move forward while we're at odds? I think the intern, and they're trying to say intern, but it's not intern, it's interim. It's called interim, you guys. So it's not. I know what it says right here. Intern. She's not an intern. It's interim. Memphis is currently number 1 most violent city. It's be challenging to get a new chief. Yes. Interim. Well, not interim, but Memphis is very challenging. It is very violent. New York is violent. Chicago is violent. And those are Kansas City is violent. I'm just telling you places I've seen. I went to just being scared. I've been to all of these places. I've been to Tennessee too, and they don't play down there. They don't. I'm telling you. And the one good thing about Memphis, I'm saying, hey, I love my people and everything. It's a good place, but I wouldn't want to live down there. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't want to live down there because if you wasn't raised in a town, a city like that, where it's fast, fast, fast like that, you're not gonna, you're just not gonna do well. It's like, I'm more like a country girl, I'm more country. I'm more laid back. Things take time, whatever. I can't. I won't survive in New York. I won't survive in Chicago. I won't survive in Tennessee. I can go and be. And here's the thing: these places that I went, I am very proud of what I see. I do see the people trying to become better people. But the one thing I do see also, just like in St. Louis, because, that's where I'm from. I'm from the Show Me State. I was raised there. I was born in Denver. So the people that it really targets and get to, they don't never vote. They don't never go to no counseling meetings. They always got something else to do. Always. They always got something else to do. Sergeant said all black mayor and black police chief. Yes, exactly. Chicago is not in top 10. That's incorrect. Being put out. Hold on. Let me see who said that. Oh, well, it may not be the top. Let me see. Are you talking about? So you're from Chicago. There are reports of, okay, so let me finish this up and then we're going to look at that for a minute, because I think we talked about that at one time. And no, they're not the top 3, but they're there. I mean, the first time I went to Chicago, I went there to meet Jesse Jackson. And we had breakfast with Jesse Jackson, and you guys, I don't know if I told you the whole story, but I'm not going to share the personal part about that. But and if you already knew or know, then you know. But anyway, I went there to meet Jesse Jackson, and we had breakfast, and we were talking. Jesse has a it's maybe not a class, but an information package that you can go, and he will help you. Jesse, a lot of people don't know, Jesse is a very smart man, and he can teach you a lot. And what he was teaching at that time was how to be investors and buy stock, buy property, homes, and how to get into some of the where you can go to some of the dinners and things like that and get your feet all in there, and then you can be she says Chicago is number 13. Probably is. We'll look at it. But so there's a lot of smart people that comes from there. But if you look at the number of the ones that are trying to move and do things properly, the right way, go to school, get some kind of a skill, a trade, a degree. It's not so many. And so they're the ones that end up, getting, ran over, getting stopped, getting snatched out of cars. And our children, our grandchildren that we're trying to raise and bring up. And if you have a son, some of you guys got sons, some of you guys don't have sons. I have a son, so I can speak on it. I have a son, I have 2 daughters. So I am very nervous when he gets stopped by the police. I'm so nervous. I'm like, if he calls me, I'm on my way. My grandson just picked up his card the other day. And we're, so now it's the time to make those conversations like, don't do this and don't do that and don't reach for this and put your hands on the steering wheel and things of that nature. This is what nothing's really changed. So when we grew up, as most of you guys in here is 20 years and above, I don't really deal with kids in the live. So if you're under 18, it's really time for you to go. But if you're my grandson or something, you can stay, because I know that your mother knows that I'm going to always tell you to do the right thing. But if you have a son, and this is what I'm trying to say, if you have a son, you're scared, and they can be grown all they want. My son is a grown man. He's 32. He's 32 years old. But let him call me and say, Mama, I just got stopped. I'm going to be like, where you at? Give me the 2 cross streets. Where you at? And they behind me or something. He knows not to call me because I'm finna panic. I'm finna leave work. I'm finna get in my car, tell my husband, go get him. Go, hurry up. Somebody go be with him. Because that's the way it is. And it hasn't changed, you guys. It was like that when I grew up. Like, I mean, you know, you get stopped. The thing about when I grew up, you know, they really just didn't mess with the women as much. So I didn't foresee it, but they did still mess. I've had cops stop me, get mad because what kind of car you drive. I mean, looking all in the car and want to pull me over talking about a seatbelt. You shouldn't even be looking in my car. You know what I'm saying? But that's what they're doing, you know? Now, had you stopped me because, you know, I have a signal light that's out, or a brake light that's out, or I made a wrong turn, or I didn't signal, or something like that, then stop me. But you want to look in my car, see what kind of car I'm driving, and then want to pull me over and be like, whose car is this, or whatever. So that's why sometimes some people, and I'm not saying all people, that we be like, you know what, I really don't want a flashy car. You know, I just don't. You know, I'm going to tell you what I did, because I really got tired of all the, you go somewhere, people's like, oh my goodness, I mean, it's great, it's good, you can have good things, nice things. I like that. I like to see people have things like that. I really do. But, you know, when I'm trying to just get to work, and I don't want to be stopped, I don't want to be asked questions and all that other stuff. And it's a kind of like, you know, like, if you like nice things, I know most of you guys in here, you like nice things. You like your Lexus, you like your BMWs, you like your Cadillacs, you like your Rovers. You like those things. I think they're beautiful, and like I like certain things too. But I guarantee you, it's it. If the people in your town knows you, it's okay. But can you give it to your grandkid? No, they will mess with them. And they see them driving a nice car, they're gonna mess with them. And it's been like that. It just has. I just nothing I can say about it. This is what they're saying real quick. They said, we've been in the national spotlight for horrendous things like the case of Tyrese Nichols facing a DOJ investigation. Multiple lawsuits that are in a billions of dollars, Green said. We're seeing police officers being decertified. There are reports of recruitment taking place in Puerto Rico and sending $50,000 on that and getting nobody to come back. What? They're trying to recruit people in Puerto Rico, sending them to school, $50,000, and then nobody comes. That's crazy. But the Memphis NAACP, which is supporting Davis, says many of the city problems predate her arrival. Like, yeah, all this stuff happened before she got there, but she said that she was gonna, take care of all this stuff. It's been 2 years, and the only thing I've seen is, Tyrese. It only takes, here's the thing, and I'm just gonna say this, even though Tyrese Nichols is not your child, he's somebody's child. He was somebody's baby. And I say this meaning it to be true. It's different when that's not your child. To be like, oh, it's okay. But I guarantee you, everybody in here would not want their son to go move up to Tennessee. You look at Tennessee and say, son, don't go to Tennessee right now. It's not for you, you know. Sergeant says she has not made no improvements. I believe you on that. Sergeant says the 2015 Nissan Versa paid off, runs great. SP, I've got to leave and get my vitals checked. I'll be back. All right. We're going to be on here for 15 more minutes. If anybody want to call in, they can call in. I tell my son to stay out the streets. I try to tell mine too. The police, this is what it says. The police beating Tyrese Nichols happened while Davis was police chief. And this is where I was getting to before I got a little bit sidetracked. That if you guys think that CJ Davis did not know what happened that night, then you're in the wrong room. You really are. You're in the wrong room. I guarantee you she knew that night that they pulled over this man that did not do anything wrong, and they beat him to death. He died on the 3rd day. It happened on the 7th. He died on the 10th. The 10th of January, okay? And they try to cover it up. She knew. And if you think she wouldn't have said nothing had not, those cameras, those street cameras were showing some stuff. That's when they started asking questions. And the funny thing about it is, just because she says, I don't see why they stopped him. He wasn't driving reckless. That tells you right there. He wasn't driving reckless. She wasn't going to lie, because had there not be a camera to show he wasn't driving reckless, she would have lied. She already counted her ducks and everything. She knew what the cameras show. People like that all the time. But if there was any kind of way that nobody had no camera, because the camera don't lie. But you can assume what you want when you don't have no audio or something disused, or you can't see something. She would have lied. Exactly. Soldier Girl, she would have lied. She didn't lie because, and people's like, well, she just told him like that. She said it because she knew that was going to be a camera that they would have said. If she would have said he was driving reckless and they stopped him and they had all rights, that's what she would have said. She would have been 100% on board. But the officers thought they just keep lying like they've been lying. And then she got up there and she was like, I don't know why they stopped him. He wasn't driving reckless. So why did you guys stop him? If your chief of police say he wasn't driving reckless, how you guys going to keep on saying he was driving reckless? See, number one thing is, you had no business in the world stopping that young man. None whatsoever. Your chief of police says that. You know? I'm just being honest. Citizens had been complaining about the Scorpion units for months. Well, where was they today when they had, or yesterday when they had the council meeting? I mean, you probably had maybe a handful of people, and those people probably was like, just a couple of people. I guarantee you, she had her cousin, her sister, her husband's sister. They all sitting there, because she got that kind of money. And when you have that kind of money, you say, come on, girl, I'll buy you dinner. Come on, girl, I'll get you, we'll talk about that job. Come on. Tell your kids, tell your sister-in-law, tell your son, come and support me, please. I need this. I never asked you for anything. Didn't I always make sure that ticket got taken care of? I mean, she had people in there. Let me tell you something. She ain't did nothing. She ain't did nothing since she been in there, but caused a lot of grief for the black people. And I'm just being honest. And we all know it. They say, let's go back to Tyree Nichols. If Chief Davis had not acted as swiftly as she did with the firing of those officers, think about those officers who could still be on administrative leave or still on the payroll if it had not been for her, Terry said. You know what? You shouldn't even hire these people. They only did what you wanted them to do. And that's why one of the officers is upset. He was like, how dare you guys? I put everything online. I went to this program and the class and everything. And now y'all turning against me. So she was like, okay, you fired or whatever. She should have been firing herself. She should have been firing herself. I'm just telling y'all the truth. Yeah, she acted really quick because her job was on the line. And they were probably going to give them some kind of settlement payment, whatever. How many ever years they work, they probably pay them for a whole year, 7 months or such and such. Can't remember what it's called, but so she says, so we just wanted to make sure that we give her a chance, and we want the community to give her a chance. But now some community activists and elected leaders appear divided. It just don't seem like in good faith after knocking on all of those doors and hearing people say we want to change, we can continue with what we've seen, Green said. Reach out to several council meetings on members on Monday, but many didn't respond to our emails and phone calls. So how Tyrese's death a year ago changed law enforcement nationwide. The family community honors Tyre Nichols 1 year after his death. 1 year later, what happens after Tyre Nichols' death? Brutal. Monday, members of the Memphis Police Association, a union representative of the police officers, met with Mayor Paul. See, he's calling them in. Let's talk, you guys. Let's get it together, because I really believe in this chief of police. But I'm gonna tell you something. She's going to get in there, and I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. And I don't believe that they're going to move her no time soon. She's going to be there all year. So you guys can sit there and think, oh, no, they're moving her, SB. You know what? She is like, she got her feet like it's, quicksand. And Paul is backing her up. This is how they do it. You guys seen this before. The MPA coordinated this meeting as a forum for their members to be heard by and to hear from Mayor Young. A City Hall spokesperson said the meeting went well, and he greatly appreciated the depth of the dialogue. He looks forward to this being the beginning of regular and ongoing communication with the officers who serve in our MPD. So y'all can have a meeting to keep her on board. But I'm going to tell you guys something. If you guys think for one moment she did not know what happened and what went on, she knew. There was a whole, that's just like some stuff I just went through. You think my boss didn't know? My boss knew. But they ain't going to say nothing. They be like, okay, well, we'll take care of it or whatever. But they ain't going to sit there and say, yeah, I know. They be acting, oh, really? Oh, let me do some investigating and figure out. They ain't going to say nothing. 2 years from now, we will be talking about CJ Davis and her job. Yes, Lisa. Yes, I do believe that they're not going to push that woman out. And I'm going to tell you something really funny. And y'all be like, how you going to perceive this, SP? I'm perceiving this because this is how this world works. Now, I'm not saying it's 100% sure, because you got people in there like that one activist that is showing up to every council meeting, and he's telling them, no, get her out of there, and he's being very candid about it. And he's got a lot of people following him, back him up. We don't want her in there. We want somebody in there that's for the people. Not that's suppressing the black people to make your numbers look good. Not all black people are bad. Not all black white people are good. And vice versa. It's just not so. Look at every last one of you guys in here. You guys in here ain't out there committing crime, killing people, and shooting up the place or something. No, you done lived a good life. Now, I'm not saying you ain't did nothing wrong, because I believe everybody's done something wrong or do something wrong or gonna do something wrong. I believe that. But we made it through all of that storm, and I guarantee you, now is the time to basically enjoy life, sit down, whether you're working or not working, and raise your kids and try to teach them that it ain't worth it. And that is the bottom line. This stuff in this world is not worth it. You can teach your kids that, I guarantee you they'll live a long life. If you don't teach them that, they'll be out there chasing that monkey. They'll be out there chasing the drugs. They'll be out there chasing sex. They'll be out there chasing money. They'll be out there chasing titles. They're going to be doing everything. Teach your kids it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. And I guarantee you they'll live a little bit longer. If you don't teach them that, I guarantee you, if they don't die in an accident or not just an accident, but yeah, So this woman just called in sick. I can go to work, but I done had a real horrible night. And then I got oh, Lord. Anyway, yes, people are something else. They are something else. Anyway, I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do if I'm going to go to work tonight. They're calling me to go to work. I really do need to make some money. I don't feel like going to work, but it is what it is. Hey, Tina, you're here, but we're finna get off of here. You guys, we're going to keep watching and see what CJ Davis, while she's in office, they can call it what they want to call it, but it is what it is. Okay? I will see you guys later. All right? Be good, be great, and be nice to each other. Bye.